don't want to reconcile, and I think the deadline is May 1st, 2026, to reconcile your entire crew in the gateway. If you put them all in there, you're going to be paying for them all, and you don't want to be in a situation where you end up overpaying if somebody, Johnny Life Scout breaks his leg in March. You're not going to be able to claw that money back. So don't put your entire crew in there. However, and maybe somebody else on this line can fill me in if I'm doing something wrong. We've had several members of our crew that have been awarded scholarships, and the only way I can find out to know how much they've been awarded is to put those scouts into the gateway. So officially put them on the crew. So I have to be selective. I don't know if there's some other way to find out what those scholarship amounts are, but I'll ping it over to the gallery here.
Scott, having been in the gateway many times, I want to say it. The names do not have to be in the gateway to get scholarship.
Correct.
You have to identify the crew and the expedition number to get a scholarship. And even if you load all 12 names into the gateway, you do not have to pay for all of them prior to the reconciliation date of May 1.
Are they not going to put a deposit on all of them?
Nope.
Okay.
You could, the minimum crew is 8, so you got to be paying for 8, but you can withhold the payment for the other 4 until May 1.
So I gave bad information is what you're telling me. I can load everybody in there,
Yep.
but only pay for 8.
Correct.
Got it.
Because until May 1, that you can make changes without financial penalty. Well, without financial penalty if you haven't paid for them.
Right. Okay. Well, that's good to know. Thank you.
And maybe if Scott, you and I want to chat about that, I can fill you in on the gateway a little bit. If you need help, give me a holler. One other thing, tomorrow night, I just got a notice. I don't know the time, but the museum, Scouting Museum, is having a virtual online tour. So if anybody is interested in what's in the museum and what's available for viewing, they may want to check out. There you go. Check out that link.
That's something that Harold has been doing for a while, and I don't recall if it's every week or on some other period. I want to say that it's might be like every Wednesday.
Well,
And they have different times if you're on the East or West Coast to accommodate people a little bit easier. And you can register through the links that they have there. And this is a post that Harold White is the guy at the museum who is running these online. And he has actually posted in our group with this information. So, or I guess shared the National Scouting Museum's post from their official Facebook site in our group. So, yeah, that sounds really neat. I hope people will go check that out. Okay, so I think we probably covered a lot of that stuff. I heard some people mention the physical training, especially for the adults. Like seriously, you can't we can't overemphasize how important that is. The other thing that we have here that I think people should probably, honestly, if you got a good set of adults with your crew, you could probably talk about this on the bus out to the trailhead if you had to. But the sooner you set the expectation of a transition from adult leadership, probably in your first couple crew orientation and getting the crew started meetings, to, once you get the youth leadership in place and you're transitioning more responsibility to them. So when when you meet your ranger and they say, okay, who's the crew leader? And they start talking to them, we don't want that deer in the headlights look like they've never had to be responsible before, right? So where was I going with this?
Well, the expectations of what the adult's role is going to
That's what
be
it was. Yes.
through
Establishing
the
boundaries for adults is what Daryl wrote in our agenda. Who wants to tackle that one?
They should do as little as possible and,
Yeah.
and carry the most AP paper.
On the trek. Yeah, certainly. So,
the adult role is health and safety of the crew.
right. So I think that establishing boundaries really, I don't have, for the first time in quite some time, I was cold. So I'm wearing my Philmont sweatshirt and not my Ask Your Crew Leader shirt. But, I've had people, I'm going to show it to you again so we can talk about it. I've had people at Philmont. Actually, I had someone get mad at me once because they said they were showing the crew like, "Hey, look at his shirt," and so that's awesome, that you're reminding the scouts to talk to their crew leader. And I said, no, that reminder's for you, adult. This is my passive aggressive way of saying you're not the crew leader. Remember that. You should be telling the scouts, the youth members, you should be referring them back to the crew leader. So I think coaching the adults to start modeling that behavior before you get on the trail is probably a good thing. And what I like to do personally, I like to kind of pull the adults together. And, you could suggest it. I will often, point it back at myself and say, because I'm usually with people I don't know. Please subscribe and check out our Guitar Deals group on Facebook. The link's in the bio.